Welcome back to English Makeasy by Deepak. আজি আমি long question and answer from lesson the last lesson and lost spring. Lost spring আৰু last lesson নামৰ পাঠটিৰ long question আৰু answer খিনি আলোচনা কৰিম। তোমালোকে জানা যে long question পৰীক্ষাত মাত্ৰ এটা কৰিব লাগে, দুটা থাকে তাৰে অৰ দিয়া থাকে। সেইভাবে long question বৰ বেছি নহয়। দুইটা লেসনৰ একেলগ কৰি দিয়া হৈছে। The last lesson আৰু lost spring টো একেলগে আমি আলোচনা কৰিম। বলাচোন আমি পলম নকৰি পুনে ভিডিঅ'টোলৈ গুচি যাম। The last lesson নম্বৰ পাঠটিৰ পৰা আমি প্ৰথমটো প্ৰশ্ন লৈছো যিবিলাক প্ৰশ্ন আখিৰ পৰা 100টা শব্দৰ ভিতৰত লিখিব লাগে 2017 ত অহা প্ৰশ্নটো আছিল describe the unusual thing that friends noticed on the day of the last lesson or নাইবা এই প্ৰশ্নটো এনেকৈ আহিব পাৰে পৰীক্ষাত give a detailed account of the scene in the classroom on the day of the last lesson 2015 ত এই প্ৰশ্নটো আহিছিল answer এনেদৰে হ'ব there was a quite unusual scene in the classroom on the day of the last lesson. Unlike other school days, there were no hustle and bustle of the opening and closing of benches, lessons repeated in unison, and teachers wrapping of roller on the table. Moreover, teacher M. Hamel wore his unusual, most beautiful dress, and even his behavior was not usual. The most surprising, unusual thing that friends noticed in the classroom was the village people who were sitting in the big benches with the student. Question number 2. Draw a character sketch of M. Hamel as it is shown in the last lesson. 2016 এই প্রশ্নটো আহিছিল answer এনেকৈ লিখিম M. Hamel is one of the major characters in the story, the last lesson. He was a French teacher serving for 40 years in the school of Alsace, district of France. He was a good, a bit strict, patriotic, dutiful and responsible teacher. He did not blame his students alone for low learning. He also held himself responsible for the same. He was very passionate about his language. According to him, French was the most beautiful, the cleverest and the most logical language in the world. He was in the view that all should guard their language. এবাৰ আমি lost spring নামৰ পাঠটিৰ দুটা long question আলোচনা কৰিম long questions and answers যিবিলাক আমি আখিৰ পৰা 100টা শব্দৰ ভিতৰত লিখিব লাগে lost spring নামৰ পাঠটিৰ পৰা 2015-2017 চনত অহা প্ৰশ্নটো আছিল describe the miserable plight of the people of Firouzabad আৰু 2020 ত অহা প্ৰশ্নটো আছিল write briefly on the hazard of working in glass bangles factory industry ইয়াৰ answer এনেকৈ হ'ব The workers, including 20,000 children of glass Bengal factories in Firouzabad, are not provided good human conditions. They have to work in small, dirty rooms in absence of fresh air and proper light, in high temperature, with glass furnaces. As a result, they lose eyesight at an early age. They are entrapped in a vicious circle of middlemen, shahukars, policemen, politicians from which they cannot dare to come out. Though they spend their whole life making bangles but is paid very low as a result, the flight knows no bound. The words ek waqt se verb khana bhi nahi khaya indicates the reality. 2018 ত প্ৰশ্নটো আছিল describe the Bengal makers in Firouzabad. How does the vicious circle of the shahukars, the middlemen, never allow them to come out of their poverty? Answer. The Bengal makers of glass Bengal factories in Firouzabad are illegally engaged in their work, not provided good human conditions. They have to work in small, dirty rooms in absence of fresh air and proper light, in high temperature, with glass furnaces and even without proper wages. As a result, they lose eyesight at an early age. They are entrapped in a vicious circle of middlemen, sahukars, policemen, bureaucrats, and the politicians from which they cannot dare to come out. They do not dare to organize themselves in fear of their vicious circle. Time changes many things, but poverty of Firouzabad remains same.